Thank you for joining our quarterly VisionBI Power BI knowledge sharing session, where we share the newest trends and innovation and tips and tricks about Power BI. My name is Valerie. I work as a lead Microsoft at VisionBI in the Netherlands. In the past, I've worked as well as a data engineer, as well as a data analyst, so I have as well the back-end knowledge as the front-end knowledge. At VisionBI, I can focus a lot on innovation and strategy, and mostly innovation and strategy for Microsoft. So the newest Microsoft products, the newest trends, the newest innovations, how do we share them with our co-workers, but also with our customers, because we also want that our customers can use the newest innovations and now what's happening in the market. I also do a lot of knowledge sharing. So not only these webinars, but at VisionBI, I do every month a Power BI update session. I organize knowledge and technology sessions. I ask trainers if they want to provide training for co-workers. So I really think it's important to get a new knowledge and to share it. I also do quite some pre-sales and marketing, and my main focus with everything that I'm doing is that I want to create insights and add value by using data. Now, as you can see, I have quite some Microsoft certifications. It's really nice because Microsoft offers these training paths and they're just for free. Okay. And to give you some insights into what this is about, I truly believe that by sharing knowledge with each other, we drive innovation and make change easier and even possible. And that's why I'm doing all this knowledge sharing stuff. Like I said before, at VisionBI, we do the Power Platform update. We do a data platform update. Think about Azure, like Azure Synapse or Azure Data Factory. What's new? How can we use it? How can we implement it at customers? And we also do these knowledge and technology sessions. And knowledge and technology sessions are mostly half a day. That could be database modeling, but it also could be about card visualizations and using card map visualizations in Power BI. And I think it's important also as a consultant that we try ourselves what works and how things work, and that we continuously improve and make this development and also stimulate innovation. So today I want to show you a little bit more about a really nice new feature of Power BI. It's conditional formatting for data labels. So I will not only show you how it looks, but I will also show you how you can use it yourself and where you need to click to use it. And I think it really makes a difference in how you can visualize your data. I also want to show you a little bit more about the DAX function where you can calculate working days. And also I want to show you some less technical stuff, like some tips and tricks, how you can use information buttons instead of tooltips, how you can filter in your visualization, and how you can easily zoom in Power BI's desktop, but also in Power BI services, but also in your DAX code. And at the end, I also want to show you something about using Power BI in PowerPoint, which works now for a few months. And I think everyone should know how to use it because it's really easy and it makes life much easier. So let's start with the data labels. I used a fairly standard visualization, or it's kind of table. You see the month, you see some sales data from this year and from last year. You see the difference in the 2 years in euro and also in percentage. This is fairly standard. This is what most people are used from using Excel. But the issue is you don't see really good in a table what's going on. Is there something off? You really need to know the data to see what's going on. So an easy way to make this data much easier to understand is to use a line chart, for example, you see it on the right, and put some data labels on them. Data labels are actually the values that you see here. So you see it, you already can see a trend for the 2 years, but it's still a little bit messy. There's some labels really close to each other. The 2 lines, which one is this year, which one is last year, you need to check every time. So there's actually a way to make this a little bit more easier to read. And with the new feature of using conditional formatting for data labels, you can even choose which data labels. Here we are. Clicking on it. You see, this is the same visualization, but what I did here is I removed all the data labels for last year, so it's a little bit less messy. I color coded them, so if there's a big difference from the year before, the previous year, they are red. And I did a formatting of the line for the last year, and I made the line a little bit lighter. And when I'm doing that is I want to use as little information as possible to provide as lot information as possible. And it's like this, not, you can put a lot of stuff in these visuals, but it doesn't exactly make them easier to read. You want to put as little information on it as possible, but only essential information you really, really need to understand it. And I did the same with the conditional formatting of the data labels here. And I will show you really, really quick how you can do this yourself. So if you click on your visualization and you go to the format pane and you go down here to the data labels, you see that you can choose quite some options. And the first thing I want to do is I don't want to see the data labels for the year before, for the last year. So I click on it, and as I turn them off, you see they're gone. And now I want the data labels for this year to have this different color. So what I'm doing is I'm clicking on it, and then I click on values, and there you see the color. And every time you see the FX button, this means you can do some conditional formatting. You click on the FX and then on rules, and then we want the difference in euro, because I want to use the color coding related to difference in euro. And for example, if something is bigger than 0 and smaller than 1000, I just want it to be white. If it is bigger than -50 but still smaller than 0, I want it to be yellow. And if it's -1000 to -50, I want it to be red. If I do that, you see the colors are adjusted. And for example, we said the orange one is -50 to 0, and in June we see a difference of -30. So that's why this one is orange and these one are red, because the difference is they are somewhere in the range from -1000 to -50, and we really want to see them. So this way you actually make it really easy to spot them, because these numbers you maybe don't even care at the moment because they are not different from what you're expecting. But these ones you want to see, but because they are different from what you were expecting. And to make the line actually from the last year a little bit easier to see, you click on last year and you say, I want it to be dotted. I want to make it smaller, for example. And you can also give it a different color, like gray. And why I like to do it is you want to really, really easily to show what's the current year and what's the last year. And I know there's this legend where you can look it up, but it's much easier if you just realized that in all your visualizations in your dashboard, last year is, for example, gray or light in a lighter color or dotted, then you always know, oh, that's the last year. So you make it easier to find information. So that's the conditional formatting. And you saw it's really easy to do it. The line, you adjust by line, and then shape, line style, dotted. And the data labels, you can turn them on and then choose which one you want to work on, and go on the values, click on the conditional formatting button, and give the condition you want to use to format your data labels. And there you are. I think it will take you maybe the first time 5 minutes to play around and get the right conditions, but then it's really easy to use, and it will improve your visualization. Because if we go back to where this visualization was, it looked like this. And then I had data labels turned on, but then for everything, and it's messy again. If you compare it, it looks a lot messier. So this is how it was before. This is how it can look like. There's a few tweaks in the conditional formatting. Okay, let's go to the next topic, and that's actually the network days, and it's a DAX function. And I really like this function because it makes it really easy to calculate working days. And why would you do that? For example, not everyone has a weekend on Saturday and Sunday, but someone maybe has just one day of weekend, and maybe that day of weekend is on Wednesday, or their only day off is on Sunday. And until now, I've found it really hard to calculate it in Power BI, and I work with different tables to make it possible to make these calculations. But now you can actually make this calculation, and Microsoft provided a lot of codes which you can use to indicate your weekend. And the DAX is really simple. It's network days. You give the first date and the second date. In this example, I hard coded it. Like I gave it the begin date and an end date, but you could, of course, put in the data fields you have with your start and end date. And in this example, I used 1 as the weekend day, and 1, if you look in the list here, is weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So I chose 1 week. I said weekend is 1 Saturday and Sunday, and the calculation gives me 5 working days. In this example, I actually said it's 11, and 11 is Sunday. So here we have 6 working days because this person works on the Saturday. There's also a really easy way to get holidays in this DAX. You just add the start date, end date, and the holidays, and then you can put in the day offs, holidays. You can also put it hard coded in there, but you could also use a field for that. And this person, for example, has a work week with Saturday and Sunday off, but also has a day off on Monday, so there are 4 working days left. So this is really easy. And the DAX, you see it here, it's also quite easy. You have a start date, an end date, weekend, and holidays. And Microsoft actually provides this list. If you Google on DAX network days, you will also find this list from Microsoft. And they give you tons of options to use. So I think it's a really nice new feature. Let's go to the tips and tricks. So this data labels and DAX networking days, they're a little bit more advanced, a little bit more technical. You actually have to work with Power BI for a little time to be able to do this fast. These tips and tricks, they are like super easy for someone that's using Power BI sometimes or not that often. So how does it work? The first one is information buttons, shapes instead of tooltips. I give you an example. You have a nice line chart and you put some information on the side because you want your user that sees your dashboard to get some more information. Of course, you could put it in a text field next to the visualization, or you could put all the information in the title, or you could use a tooltip. But sometimes you only want like a little button, and if you hover over it, you get some information, and that's actually quite easy to do. You can do it on an image like this. This is our logo, our VisionBI logo, or on a button, but you could also do it on a shape that you can choose. And I will show you how this works quite easily. If we go there, and what we do is we insert a shape, for example, a heart. And we go to format, and we say there needs to be an action. And I say page navigation, but I say page navigation to nowhere. And then I put tooltip on, so make sure this is on. And I can put in some text or your explanation. And if you're finished and you hover over it, you see there's your test text. And here in this example, you see that I put this really long text in it. I would advise you to write the text down somewhere else, like in a Word or in Excel, and then just copy and paste it into this, because it's really hard to type in it and to go back and forward. But you can do this actually with every image, every shape, every button. Just do the action on page navigation none, and then put a tooltip on and write the text down. And if someone hovers over it, they get the information. And I really like it. I use it a lot in my visualizations, and then I put like an I button in the top. And if someone hovers over it, well, if they still see it, they get the information. And if you go away, it also goes away. And I think, like what I explained before, it makes it so much more easier to read the screen, because you don't want to put a lot of information on your screen. You actually want as little information as possible on your screen, so the user knows what they need to focus on. Another one is really nice scrolling or zooming. In Power BI, you can zoom with your mouse. If you press in Control and your mouse wheel, you scroll on your mouse wheel, you can zoom in and out. You also can zoom in and out here at the bottom right, left, and you can click on it, and then you can fill in where you want to go. But you also can, if you have a DAX code, you can, if you go with your mouse inside of it and you press Control and you scroll with your mouse, you can actually scroll in the DAX. Make it really tiny or really big. This is really nice for presentations. If you present on a screen, you want to show the code with other people, you can scroll in it and they can easily read it. So it's a nice feature. And you can also scroll in Power BI services. So there's scrolling everywhere, zooming everywhere. And the third tip and trick I want to share with you is how you can filter in a visual. And it's really nice if you click something in Power BI and you activate it, you can filter all the other visualizations with it. That's nice. And if you press Control, you can click several data points and they will all be activated. So I selected my Intune and my Intune is active. Something you can also do is you can just press Control and with your mouse select a few date points. Here I have July, August, September, and you see July, August, September are also selected. So that's really easy, and it's press in your visual, Control and select. Rectangle selection is actually the name for it. And you can also do it in Power BI services, so the online version. Really easy way to select data and filter. And the last thing I want to show you is actually the PowerPoint integration, because since a few months you can integrate Power BI in PowerPoint, and you can do it directly from PowerPoint. I will show you both options, or you can do it from Power BI services. The nice thing is you can select filters in Power BI and they will be in the PowerPoint. And you can also refresh data from the PowerPoint. I will show you. If you have PowerPoint, you have, this is the Dutch version, so I think it's inserting. You have inserting options, and there one of them is Microsoft Power BI. If you click on it, it will open this screen for you and it will ask you to log in. I'm already logged in. And you can put a URL here from a report, and I will get the URL of this report. And I will actually select 3 months for you, so you see it's super nice. You click on share, and then you say take my changes with me. I don't know what it will say in English. This is what it says in Dutch, but it actually says everything you selected, bring that with you in the shared file. So I will share the URL, copy it, go to PowerPoint, put it in here, and say insert. So the nice thing is you will see it opens on the same page that I just showed you, and it also has selected the 3 months I selected. The nice thing is if you click somewhere, you can reset the selection. If you think, well, I really like my selection, my filtering, click on renew, and it will be renewed. It will be set back to the way it was shared with you. The nice thing is this still works, and I really love it because you just have your Power BI dashboard inside of Power BI, and you could, if you would have filters in it, you could still filter. It's fully functional. You can select stuff, you can filter, you can click on stuff. There's still this tooltip that I've created. It's really, there's still this tooltip I've created, so it's really, really, really nice. There's still this, there's also still this information button that I've created, so that's really nice, and I love how this works. I showed you the way how you can insert it from PowerPoint. You can also do this from Power BI online. If you go to share, you can say I want to share PowerPoint, and then it asks you, do you want to open it in PowerPoint? Yes, I want to open it. Your browser will probably ask you again, do you want to do this? Is this safe? If you click on OK, it will actually open a PowerPoint. So that's that. And that's actually this update that we provided. And well, I hope you liked it. Please give me feedback if you have feedback. And look at our website, or it's like VisionBI.nl, and look us up. Thank you for watching.